Hello, everybody. Welcome back to an edition of the Flipping the Bird podcast. I'm your host, Luke Lawhorn, the current sports editor at UTSA's student newspaper, the Paisano. I sit here with my guys, Rylan and Connor, currently in the press box at the Alamo Dome, about an hour removed from the Rice game where UTSA did win 34-14. Rylan, just want to get right into it with our immediate reaction. How did you feel tonight's game went?
It went good. A little bit of a slow start there in the first half. Only 10 points, and whatever Trailer said at halftime seemed to work because came out and scored 21 points in the third quarter, and that was pretty much the end of it. So I'm feeling good. Tulane and SMU. Tulane and SMU struggled against Rice, and I'd say that we put up a better fight than those teams did. So I'm feeling really confident going into USF. I'd never had a doubt that we beat USF even before the season started. So right now, I know the players are looking at USF, but I'm looking at Tulane right now.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I feel pretty confident about it. I think the defense played exceptionally well. I mean, they had six sacks, two forced fumbles. On special teams, there was a punt return touchdown. Overall, I think it was pretty good. A little slow start in the first half, but they kind of blew it open in the second. And yeah, I think we should look at USF first, but I can see why Rylan is looking at Tulane because I think we should be beating USF.
Yeah, that Tulane matchup that's now just 3 weeks away looks, more interesting by the week. Tonight's game was a pretty complete game by our team. I mean, starting the game with a field goal and going, Frank Harris, throws a touchdown, and then, we have a touchdown rush, we have a punt return, we have another touchdown rush. So it's just all over the field. A whole complete, team effort, especially coming out of halftime to get 21 points, and basically that's what won us the game right there. It's just put us ahead. A little sluggish there in the fourth quarter, but that's pretty typical when you handle a team like you did out there in the second half. Rylan, now an hour after this game, were you impressed by any performances tonight, or several, maybe some on the offense, some on the defense, specifically our running group?
Yeah.
Who Kevorian Barnes did not play, but we had running backs, Rocco Griffin step up. Who stood out to you tonight?
Well, I'll tell you who stood out for me tonight. It's Trey Moore. I mean, and Trey Moore stands out every game because he's just been, everything that UTSA could have asked for in an edge rusher. He's dominating, every game. Not even when he's not getting sacks, he's, recording pressures, hurrying the quarterback, affecting the plays that don't show up on the stat sheet. So definitely Trey Moore on defense, but I mean the running back group on offense is what inspires hope in me more than anything. Because when you have a rushing attack like that, and you have a great quarterback, and you have great wide receivers, I mean, this is a team that's built to go far and, win an AAC championship in its first year and get their first bowl win. I'm seeing, signs of a team that, really shouldn't lose for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I'm very similar with you. I'll go the running back group just specifically because, I mean, Rocco Griffin as well. It's never easy kind of starting a game, especially when a guy in front of you on the depth chart's out. But he looked like it was just natural for him. And he said in the post-game pressure, like any one of those running backs can start, and they're going to look like a natural fit. Robert Henry as well, 19 carries, 74 yards at a touchdown. It was a pretty even distribution of yards and then TDs between the running backs. I mean, I feel like everyone kind of did their part. And I just think it was a really complete performance on offense. And you can't forget about Trey Moore. I remember in the third quarter, the back-to-back sacks, that really changed the game because then it led to the punt return touchdown. So he's a game changer, man. Get that NIL money up.
So after September, we were 1-3, and we were just at the press conference where we heard, Frank Harris, Coach Trailer say that they heard all the naysayers. They heard all the people who were, kind of down on UTSA. And I don't want to say any names, and I know it wasn't y'all, but there's people that I know that were down on it, including myself. But now we're on this. What's this win streak we're on right now? Is it 7 games? Six. So we're on a 6-game winning streak. This team's pretty used to these long winning streaks in the, middle of the season. Are you more confident now that this team can go compete with Tulane, who is, nationally ranked?
Oh, I mean, yeah, of course. I think we're better than Tulane by a lot. Tulane at the beginning of the season, right? They played a close game against Ole Miss. They were obviously hadn't lost. They lost one game, which was against Ole Miss. So they showed a lot early on, but as of late, they've been kind of slipping, not looking as sharp, not looking as dominant. And it's been the exact opposite for UTSA, who started off bad, and now they're playing what it seems like 6 games of complete football. I would say the Temple game, our defense obviously was a little shaky, but ever since then, it's been just complete football. Especially today, literally, you had turnover on defense, sacks on defense, special teams touchdown, offensive touchdown. I mean, this is as good as a performance that you could ask for against, a sneaky Rice team, even without their starting quarterback. It's the best you could ask for.
And I was telling Rylan before the game, I'm like, those Rice teams, don't look at that record. Like, they play teams extremely close. They only lost by 2 to Tulane. They only lost by 5 to SMU. They beat Houston in double overtime, who UTSA lost to. They're a pretty sneaky team. And I feel like UTSA is playing at a high level right now. I think they can beat Tulane in New Orleans. It's going to be the day after Thanksgiving on ABC. I can just see it happening. I have more confidence in them now because, like you said, they had a rough start. Injuries, just things out of their control. And they've kind of looked back to full strength, and they're still not even fully healthy. Kavorian Barnes was out today, and that's their running back number 1, so they're not even back to full strength yet. But they're very close, and it's very scary hours for the rest of the AAC.
So it's a lot of Tulane talk right now. I just want to touch on one more thing before we get out of here. It's late. We're in the press box. We're tired. We want to go home. But we play South Florida this week in the senior game, just already 6 days away, damn near 5 days away. Already almost midnight here. Still in the press box. So going into this game, is there anything that will worry you that you'd like to see that'll give you any more of a confidence boost going into that Tulane game? Or what do you want to see these next 2 weeks, just to make sure we're at full strength against Tulane?
I just want to continue to see what I'm seeing. I'm more so worried about the emotions of the USF game, right? Like Frank said, it's his last home game. I don't want them to be like super emotional and then like get out in a hole, and then you have to come back, and then who knows what can happen if another team has momentum and they're trying to play spoiler. So that's what I want to see against USF. I want to see them start fast and not let the emotions of it being, Cephas, Frank, Trey Moore, possibly, their final games at the Alamo Dome. So starting hot, playing consistent is what I want to see going into Tulane out of the USF game.
And looking at more of the football side of things, honestly, the one thing that I've seen on the offensive side of the ball is kind of the red zone offense a little bit. Tonight, there was a fumble tonight with Cardenas when he fumbled the ball at the 9. Some moments of the season they've looked a little weak in the red zone. So I would hope to see a little more improvement in that, especially against the USF team that I've seen play against Alabama, against teams like that, and they're pretty stingy defensively. So just a little bit of work on that. And I like how you said the emotion, because senior games are always emotional. If you've ever played a sport and you've had a senior night, it's emotional. So how is that going to go? What's their mindset going into that? They got to control, they got to play level-headed, and then hopefully get the win and move on to Tulane.
That's some good points by y'all. Again, that game against South Florida is this Friday at 8 o'clock, I believe, here in the Alamo Dome. I'm sure we're going to have another pod this week where we'll touch more and preview that game. Thank you guys for listening. Just a quick little recap of tonight's game. Like we said, the Runners are on a 6-game win streak, looking to advance that to 7 this Friday, and we will talk later this week.
Thanks for watching. Click our logo to subscribe or click the videos for more from the Paisano. Leave a comment letting us know your thoughts and what you'd like to see us cover next.